Alright, today let's turn this into this. Alright, the first step I always do is to tape the edge off so I don't have to really go back and clean it up or paint it black. The second thing I'm going to do with this is, being an Armageddon base, it's just pinned. So that is sloppy. I'm going to glue that down. The easiest way is just grab the hole, for some glue I use the gel. You can see it bubbled up. Next step is to add some gravel or rocks. We're not going to do the entire base. We're just going to do some strategic areas, and we're going to leave a pretty good size opening here for later. So you don't need much. And then I have a bucket full of rocks or gravel. This is thin. Tap the excess off. Alright, the next step, we're going to add some wood filler. This is going to make that sandy desert. Now this we don't need a lot of, you're just going to drag it. Try to get it into your rocks. This is a process, so it's gonna take a minute. Now it's alright to be messy with this, because we're gonna come back through it and fix it up with a little bit of water here in a minute. Like I said, we're just trying to get a sandy texture. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna keep sliding this around, try to drag it in one direction to make it look like the wind is pulling that sand. Once we're done with that, we're gonna wet our finger or a paper towel, and we're gonna smooth this out, drag it out more. Alright, now we're going to wet our finger. Now this is going to take a minute to dry. This is going to be a long process. So if you have other stuff to do, get to this point, set it down, let it dry. Alright, the next step after this is dried, we're going to take some of the mordant earth. This is another long process. So once you get it on there, go find something to do for half an hour, 45 minutes. And you're going to want a good chunk. And you want, it's hard to see because like I said, my camera and stuff's not the greatest. But you want large puddles. The large puddles are what's going to make the bigger cracks. exact reason why I cover my rims. So that's where I want my crackled earth. So again, long process. Go find something to do while this dries. It's gonna be a while. After that dries, you're gonna want to seal it. Seal it with a spray Mod Podge, because if you don't seal it when you start dry brushing, these bigger flakes will fall right off. Your brush will just pull these right off. So seal it, and then the next step is we're gonna start airbrushing some color on. Alright, so I airbrush that with a light brownish. What I use is just a generic sand color. So with Angrax Earthshade, I'm gonna dab it in. Brush it on too hard, it will pull the paint right off. This is one of those paints where you really have to just trust the process. You can see that all these little cracks that we didn't see before are really popping with that Angrax. You can do the stone if you want. I'm not going to. If it lands up on there, I don't care. Alright, see how much that's changing the dynamic of this. Just let this stuff flow wherever it wants to go. Like I said, if you get it up on the rock, that's up to you. I'm not really cared. Now our desert kind of looks wet, so we're going to let this dry again, fully let all that shade seep into these cracks and crevices. Move it around a little bit if you have to, but the next step is dry brushing, and we absolutely want this to be fully dry before we start dry brushing, because it'll just mix and it'll look horrible. Alright, the next step to this is the dry brushing step. So I'm going to go in with some Zemisty Desert, I can't pronounce that, so with this lighter desert color. For the first coat or two, we're going to go a little bit heavier, a little bit wetter, just to get this color on there. Like I said, this is where we're going to hit the stone. So I'm going to do this twice, maybe 3 times, depending on how I think it looks. I'm going to do one more coat of this heavier dry brush with the same color, just to get it lightened up a little bit more. Go light when you're doing the cracks. When you're doing these cracks, go light so you don't pull these up. They will come off quick. Hit them from every direction. That's that for that. And then we have one last dry brush just to brighten this up. Alright, the last highlight color is going to be the skeleton bone. This is where we're going to go the lightest. I'm not going too crazy with it. We're just trying to highlight This is the part where you trust the process the most, because this is the part that makes it really look like desert. That highlight right there really dries it out from what I feel. There's only a couple more things to add and we're finished, and that's going to be a few tufts. Alright, we're just going to add a few tufts just to finish this off. Assume where they're going to grow naturally. There we have it. The final step is just to unmask my edge. Now I'll probably have to clean this up a little bit, but from looking at it, it looks pretty decent. That is the Wasteland, Desertland, Armageddon base. Thank you.